We talked about it at the beginning of the year. Super Week is another very important week in the journey of TSM, and I'm really excited to talk about it, so let's talk some TSM. Hello, TSM fans. I'm Robert, and I'm back for some TSM. Don't know why I said back, but we're back. That's the better phrasing for it. And I'm really excited, guys. This is an important week for us. And yeah, super week. 3 freaking games. Can you believe it? I can, obviously. That's why I'm so excited about it. But the games are starting today. I apologize, this video is getting out a little bit later. Had some stuff to do the last few days, but it's here now. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. Let's start getting into it here. Question of the day. What do you think of Super Weeks? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you guys haven't yet, like and subscribe for me, please. We've got new content coming out all the time. Sports, esports, gaming, you name it, it's coming out. So, just let me know in the comment section below what you think of Super Weeks. I personally like them. I wish we had a super week every week. I was a big fan of 3 games a week or 3 games a day, so you can probably see where I land on this. Regardless, our first game is against a Golden Guardians team that is looking a lot better. This team, if you don't know, has won 2 of their last 4 games. And the addition of Gory, he's 500. He's 2-2. And he's looked like kind of the spark that this team needed. That being said, I still have major questions about this team in the top lane and in the bot lane. Stixay and Licorice have been serviceable. I think they've been stable, but I don't know that they have really pushed the limit. This is going to be another game for TSM where I see it kind of like the CLG game. This is a test of how good are we, right? Are we going to be that gatekeeping team? Are we going to be the one that keeps everybody else out of the playoffs? Right, where we're sitting in 5th or 6th, biding our time, trying, for an opportunity to, make it to best of 3s, essentially, in the playoffs, right? And I think that it's going to come down to Maple here in this game, because Gory has been the player. He is tied for the most kills in the LCS since joining Golden Guardians officially, right? He missed week 1, came in for week 2. I think a lot of that has had to do with River as well. I was very tempted to put Boogie here, but I really think it's going to be on Maple. Maple is going to have to keep Gory challenged at all points in the lane. I think he's going to have to try to, keep him on his side while also, making moves around the rest of the map. I believe that Solo is going to be important against Licorice. I think he will, be able to go at least even, if not, maybe even get a solo kill. Licorice is a little bit easier to gank for, which should allow for Boogie potentially to focus his attention up there. And the bot lane, who he has been really good for Golden Guardians, very good, reminding us why he was on those 100 Thieves teams and what he brought to the team. His ability to roam, make plays, and really set up the rest of his team is, I think, very good. Luckily, Chime is able to do the same thing, and I think it's going to fall on Neo as well. Not as much as Maple, but Neo as well to be good against an 80 carry that I think is around his level, but probably not as good. I still think Neo is better, so they're going to have to prove that. But when I look at this game specifically, you got to look at Maple. Maple is the key in my mind to us winning, because if he can just keep Gory from, kind of taking off, right? If he can, even put him behind, preferably, then that would be fantastic, and I think it would give us a really good chance, because I don't think Golden Guardians knows how to play, around anybody else very well. River is extremely aggressive. I think we'll be able to punish him there, but the person who carries these games so far has been Gory, plain and simple. Oh, God. I am predicting us to win this game. Sorry, I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that part of it. I am predicting us to win this game and get to 4-4, which would be kind of crazy. Or no, 4-3. 4-3 at this point. I was looking over at the 3-8 number. We still only have 3 wins so far, but hopefully on next week, whenever it is, Monday, That's the day. We'll be talking about maybe 2 or 3 more wins. That would be nice. Next one is against FlyQuest, and this is why I said 2 first instead of 3 wins, because listen, this FlyQuest team is really good. Spica has played with 3 of these players before. He understands the way that they see the game. To the counterpoint, we understand the way that he sees the game as well, and we know how he can be punished, right? Chawi has coached him for a full year. He saw his ups and downs. He knows what tilts him. He knows what gets him upset. And I really do believe that while it's very unlikely, there is a small upset potential here in this game. And it's going to come down to this man. Like a lot of these games, Boogie he's the key. They are better than us in almost every lane. I think Maple's about as good as Vikla, maybe a little bit better, honestly. Even though I know Vikla technically has more potential and has shown better talent in the LCK, I do think that Maple's veterancy allows him to stay about even in terms of, if we were looking at this in a Madden sense, right? I like rating wise, I would say, Maple's like an 87 and Vikla's like an 85, right? To give you an example, and that's out of 100. I really have grown to love Maple and think that he is showing what we hoped he would last year, this year, because he's had more time, right? So, I just believe that Spica is crucial to the way that FlyQuest play. Yes, Prince has been absolutely outstanding. Impact has been very good. But if you take away the ability for Spica to get ahead and to be making the calls that I think are necessary for this team, it can disrupt them a little bit. We've seen it even just a slight bit this year. And then it requires all the lanes to stay stable. Specifically in the bot lane, Neo and Chime cannot get 15, 20 CS behind and maybe even a kill. If they give that over to Prince, it doesn't matter what Boogie does. That game is over, okay? I don't think that's going to be the case right now, but I really do. I think they'll be able to stay, within maybe 10 CS, not giving up a kill, or maybe even getting a kill, depending on how we draft. Can't give him Zeri, although he's been able to play literally any champion, so I'd actually really like to see Neo and Chime potentially get counter pick, if I'm being honest with you. But I know that's not really the way the meta's going right now, but just at least something for them to potentially find a way to get an advantage in the lane. Either that or just pick, a Caitlyn Lux and just hope that you can push enough for it to matter. But regardless, we look at Boogie here, and he's going to have to, his ganks have to be better, right? I think that's been his worst part of the game, is that I like the idea. I think his pathing is a little strange at times, but when he does try to commit to ganks, he has to make them count, right? He can't be missing cocoons. He can't be, missing the juggling of the tower aggro, right? Like, all these things are just way too important to me, in my opinion, for us to win a game that is very clearly going to be, in the favor of FlyQuest. I am going to say, I think this game's going to be hopefully closer than people think. I don't see this being another 100 Thieves game. I think that game just got out of hand pretty quickly, to be honest with you. But I really do believe that Boogie is going to be able to be a little bit better than I thought in this game. And I think that, I don't think we're going to win. I am going to pick us to lose. But I could see Spica inting a little bit because he wants that revenge so bad. He did love TSM. I think, things ended in a way that he was obviously not happy with. And so I would have to believe that this is going to be a very emotional game for him. And, sorry, but we've got to take advantage of that. So I hope that we do, and I hope that we're able to, maybe surprise some people. If we find a way to beat FlyQuest, that is very, very, very beneficial towards our playoff run, and allows us to potentially go 3-0, because then we have the worst team in the LCS. I am predicting at this point that they are 0-8 coming into this game, okay? I didn't think that was going to happen. I actually thought Dignitas would be okay. I really look at Armut, and I look at Santorin and Jensen, and I think, hey, this is not a bad team. Even Biofrost, I don't mind. But they're not getting kills. They're not, like, Santorin is just not able to find ways to get involved in the lanes right now. He looks like he's a little bit behind everybody else. And when Spawn has only 3 kills, there's just not a lot that you can do. I am still shocked, truly, that he is getting more and more opportunities when their most supports have more kills than he does, and those are on accident, right? They're not even trying to most of the time get those kills. So like, I feel bad because I am being very rude in the way that I'm talking about Spawn, but I just don't see it. He's a little bit older. He is clearly the worst AD carry right now in the LCS, and I think he's genuinely. There are a lot of other problems with Dignitas, but I think he's the one that's standing out to me the most, and because of that, I'm looking at Neo here. I think Neo has been pretty up and down, right? It's great game, bad game, great game, bad game, great game, okay game, like those kinds of things. I want to see him and Chime come together. I want to see them really, get some freaking push. If you're gonna pick Lucian Nami, you better get push, man. I would really love to see him not on the Lucian. I would love to see him on anything else, truly, because I just think that the Lucian is holding him back a little bit. He had a great Lucian game earlier on this season, and that was great, but I just need to see more out of him. He has got to be a little bit more consistent. And they've got to pick, if they pick lanes that are supposed to win in lane, right, and not scale at all, then they have to win that lane. It can't be, oh, we went even or we only lost a little bit, right? That's just not good enough for me. And especially against the worst bot lane in the LCS, they, in my opinion, priority picks here. You give them the best thing that they have, and if that truly is just Lucian Nami, one, that's a little worrying, but two, fine, just make it work. I don't care how, just make it work, please, because I think that both the players in the bot lane are really good. I think they're a lot better than what they've shown so far. I think Maple and Solo have been pretty solid in most of their wins, and I think if Neo and Chime can kind of, take that next step together, it takes time to come together as a duo bot lane. I fully get that, but I really, in their 3 losses, it's been very clear to me that like these Lucian games and stuff, just they're not working that great for us. So I want to see something new potentially. I think this is a good game to do it, regardless of what happens. They need to pick a lane that they think that they're going to have the power to push in, and hope that Boogie can come down and help them across. I am going to pick us to win this game. I think we're going to seal the Dignitas 0-9. I think, Armut, Santorin, and Jensen will have a lot of questions about them coming into this game. There's a part of me that worries that we could lose this game. I am not going to deny that. I am scared of that. But we're a better team than they are. We've shown it. We have played it this way. I think it's time for us to step up and prove it. So a 2-1 weekend is what I'm predicting. That puts us at 5-4, which is substantially better than I thought it was going to be, right? That leaves us with only 3 wins that we need to get out of the last 6, or out of the last 9, right? 3 and 6. That's it. That's probably a playoff spot. 5-4 really puts us into a nice position because a lot of the good teams are playing each other this weekend as well. And a lot of the teams also that are below us are playing teams that are a lot better than them. So I'm hopeful. I am very hopeful. I know this went a little bit longer than normal. That's just because, we got 3 games to talk about instead. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm hoping for that 2-1, but who knows? So yeah, let's go TSM. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next one.